everybody. Welcome to the Boomer Broads. I'm Janet, she's Anne-Marie, and we're here on a kind of a gloomy day in Boston, Massachusetts, but that won't stop us from being upbeat, will it, Anne-Marie?
No, it won't,
We're known for
Janet.
being upbeat. I know I'm known for being
You in particular.
That's
and
a
by
good
the way,
one.
we've changed our set, you've noticed.
To reflect our newest venture, our Food Truck Festival Tour, which starts this Sunday, yikes, in Boston at UMass
I'm
Boston.
a
I blame you.
nervous
I blame you.
wreck.
We blame her.
I'm a nervous wreck.
It's going to be great. The good news is this
No,
crappy weather
don't
is this.
say it.
La, 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 it's supposed to be
Don't
really
say
nice
it.
on Sunday.
Don't
That's what I
say
hear.
it. I won't listen. I've told everybody I've banished all weather reports until Sunday morning.
It's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, but anyway, so we're very excited and nervous about the Food Truck Festival Tour, but
And
now-
you can find out more about it by checking out the website that we've created, which is foodtruckfestivalsofne.com. It's
And
a whole
we-
new venture.
And
It's
you
a
know,
whole new
we
business.
set up a little promo code for Boomer Broads fans. If you want to put in Boomer Broads, you get $5 off the pre-ticket price, which means you'll get $10 off the door price. So take advantage of it.
It's a bargain.
Come and eat. All right.
And your ticket entitles you to a portion from every truck at any festival you decide to
And that's
attend.
at least 20 to 25, 20 to 27 trucks at a
Right,
festival.
right. Well,
Yep.
the first one's 27.
Yeah.
The one at UMass Boston this weekend.
All
And
right,
I'm a
enough
wreck.
about
I just want to say I'm a
shameless
total wreck.
promotion,
And by the
shameless.
way, talking about Mighty and Falling.
Did we
you know-
talk about Mighty
Well,
Falling?
no, but I feel mighty.
Have you already
And
fallen?
I better not fall. That's all I can say. Or
Well,
we're
yes.
in big trouble.
There's a lot that's been going on in terms of how the mighty have fallen, and we're trying to figure out why we take some. I don't know about. I'm speaking for myself. I don't want to speak for everybody out there, but sometimes you take a little bit of pleasure in seeing that happen. I think the best example of that, may I say, before you pipe up, before you interrupt, happened. I guess it was years and years and years ago, which was the .com situation. That, to me, when that went bust, I did take some pleasure in that. There was nothing that bothered me more than reading about that 18-year-old with some wacky idea that got $20 billion from a venture capitalist firm, and then, of course, it was fake money, and these kids never met. Those days, I did take pleasure in the mighty falling, because there was really nothing behind it.
It's not so much that I take pleasure, but it does feel somewhat leveling, like the playing field gets leveled when Mark Zuckerberg, doesn't
Do as
launch
well,
the most
yeah.
successful IPO in the world history, or when poor Oprah.
Or when Tiger Woods gets
Well, you
caught.
just skipped right over the
Oh,
Oprah
Oprah.
issue.
Well, we
Didn't
don't know.
mention it.
Well, we have to talk
And
about
the
it.
source is iffy.
Well, the source is shaky. The first clue. Well, we've always had a clue that OWN is not doing well. There's no clue necessary. OWN is not doing well. But then 3 days ago, she announced the return of the Oprah Book Club,
Right.
which felt a little bit like, oh, please, everybody, remember how much you loved me, and start to watch me again and tune in, because this was a big boon for her. But now today.
Well, today we're going to tell you what today's news is, and the National Enquirer is the source, so who knows? But you can't find the network. I mean, I don't think people are rooting against Oprah. It's like, well, you'll read the quote from here.
I don't
You
think
can't
they
root
are.
against Oprah.
Oprah's great. I mean,
there's
I'm
nothing
sorry.
wrong with
There's nothing
Oprah.
wrong. Right. She's not a bad I mean, again, I don't know Oprah, but she doesn't seem to be anything but a great person.
She's a great person and
She's
a great
fantastic
talent.
Exactly. She's brilliant. She's loved. I mean, there's everything good about Oprah, but she made a mistake. I think her mistake was taking this channel that nobody in the entire world had heard of, Discovery Health.
And she thought everybody would follow her. The problem is, I think people want to follow her. I just don't think they can find her to follow her.
And I don't think she created compelling enough. First
The
of all, as we
programming
know,
itself.
she was half retiring.
Yeah,
and half,
right.
So she wasn't all there. And that showed. And the most popular show on the Oprah Winfrey Network, you and I watched once together, was Behind the Scenes at the Oprah show.
Which was great.
Fantastic.
Fabulous.
But what does that tell you? The most popular scene on her network
Wasn't the
reflected
show.
her own popular other show. So the programming she created, like, Meet the Judds and The Life of Shania Twain and Watch Ryan and Tatum O'Neal, I didn't care to.
None.
None of
Well,
it.
share
I
with
did
our-
watch one show on OWN besides the behind the scenes, and that was the Whitney Houston's daughter.
Yes, I saw
And
that
that's
too.
so if she had something you couldn't find somewhere else, you'd find the channel.
I know, but you really had to look.
Yeah, you
You
did.
really had to hunt.
Yeah, but
and I think
today's
that's too hard
I'm sorry.
for the masses anyway.
I agree.
But today's news.
Yeah, today's, and again, it's the National Enquirer, second only to the Boomer Broads in terms of credibility. So they claim,
Excuse me very much.
you know I get you. They claim that Oprah has lost her position at OWN, that she's been ousted by the board, and that, which again, is not so unbelievable to me.
No, it's actually quite believable. You should read the quote though, because it's actually very funny.
Oh yeah,
it's
it
like
says, this, the National
Right
Enquirer says,
this one.
oh, that sounds about as believable as God replacing Jesus with Joel Osteen, right. But the tabloid is claiming that she's been fired because of horrible ratings and millions and millions and millions of lost dollars in
millions.
revenue. Oh my God, they have pumped money into this show, into this network. They must be beside themselves. They say she retains her title of CEO, but in name only. And that after getting the bombshell news, and again, this is the Enquirer, in a closed-door meeting, Oprah came out feeling as if the wind had been knocked out of her for Oprah. And I believe if this is true, this is true. This is a bitter personal failure, a blow to her ego. We all know, if nothing else, Oprah has a strong ego. You couldn't get to where you are without that kind of ego. And the unexpected demotion has sent her into an emotional tailspin, so severe that friends are deeply concerned for her and worry that it could trigger one of her drinking and eating binges. That
I didn't
part
know she was
sounds-
drinking. I knew about the eating,
No,
but I
that's
didn't know about
actually
the
true.
drinking.
I didn't either, and maybe that's all Enquirer made up. We
Well,
don't know. We
whatever,
don't
because
know.
they say sources, and they never tell
Yeah.
you who it
No,
is. And,
no.
and I hope not, although there's a little tiny part of me, because I'm only human, that says if this can happen to Oprah, it can happen to anybody. And so, again, not that I would wish it on Oprah, because I
Mhm.
really do like her,
Uh-huh.
but there's something democratic about what happened with Zuckerberg. Humbling.
Yeah.
That
And,
happened
yeah,
with
Democrats.
Zuckerberg and you know, in general, when
There's
this happens
actually-
to that kind of, that person that's all the way up here.
There's a local story that's a fantastic tie-in to this, which is the Kurt Schilling story.
Yes.
You know, Kurt Schilling, who was a
Yes.
fantastic pitcher for the
Talk
Red
about
Sox.
hubris, it's hubris.
You know, just beloved, but arrogant. There's a touch of
Yeah,
arrogance
he's
to a
the
lot
one
of
with
these.
the bloody sock who helped really win the World Series.
And he's a lover of himself. He started a game company called 38 Studios.
Which was his number on the Red Sox.
Yeah, and
But you're impressed that I even know
I
that.
am. I'm moved. I almost was stunned to silence on that. It's my girl. And the state of Rhode Island gave him $75 million
To lure him to Rhode
away
Island.
from Massachusetts to Rhode Island to start this gaming company, and he lost all the money.
Well, he spent all the money.
He spent
He
all,
spent all the
excuse
money. I don't
well,
think he lost
spent
it.
it, right. And had to close his studios, fire everybody, and lay everybody off, and close his
It's
studios.
been a big brouhaha
And
here.
there was,
Big brouhaha.
if anybody, if there was someone people took pleasure in failure, it was Kurt Schilling. And I
I
think for
know.
some reason it had to do with his arrogant personality as much as his success. I think people just didn't like Kurt Schilling.
And frankly,
Oprah's
people
different.
love
I
Oprah.
think we would like Oprah to succeed.
I know, and I mean, I don't know about Zuckerberg. I don't think he's arrogant, but you
I
know,
don't
they're
think
just,
people love Mark
again,
Zuckerberg.
What happens is you get to a point where you say, you know, I could never do that, and I could never. I mean, I was like, I'd like to. I asked you, can I buy some Facebook stock?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, no,
And
you
thank
can't.
me later.
And I'm like, well, yeah, and really. So I'm like, I can't. Why? Well, because I wasn't spending enough money. Well, as it turned out, you know, it didn't work. It didn't work the way it was supposed to work.
Yeah.
And I'm only human, so every once in a while you do let that kind of feeling.
Yeah, I wonder
creep
what
in.
it is, and I think you're what you said was good. It levels the playing field a little bit. So if even Oprah can fail, then
I feel a little bit better about my failures.
right,
actually.
maybe it's not such a big deal that I too occasionally
And I
fail.
think she's going to do shows on this, and we'll
She
learn
should.
something
She
from
should.
it. So
Well,
anyway,
interesting.
anyway,
Moving
there's
right
other.
along
Can I
from
just
the mighty
ask
falling.
you some quickies? Can we do some
please,
quickies?
Please, quickie. Please, quickie me.
How do you feel about Facebook allowing children?
I don't see why.
Oh, I'm so opposed to it.
I don't see why.
I am so, and just remembering my
What's
kids.
the point? Already we're gonna pull more computer time for the kids?
It's not even the computer time, it's that it's risky
It is.
online. It's risky.
It is.
and
It's
you
an
start
ugly
dealing-
world out there.
And you think the parents are gonna be super overseeing and supervising, so
No.
that's not gonna happen.
And you are famous for what about young people? What don't they have?
Yeah, they don't have any wisdom. They don't have a prefrontal cortex.
Right, and so you expose them to the world of Facebook.
Of
and-
derelicts.
Yeah, not good. I totally don't see
What
what's
about
necessary.
Disney cutting junk from its advertising diet?
I like that.
I like it too. I'm happy about it.
I know
hope they
most
mean it.
people
I
don't.
hope they mean it.
I know a lot of people don't like that. They don't like what Michelle Obama's doing. They don't like the fact that we're
How could you
removing
not- what?
sugary drinks from the
She
schools.
turns out, by the way, she
How about
turns
what
out
Michael Bloomberg's doing?
They turn out to be right though, don't they?
I think they do. I mean, and I think we do need help. And everyone's like, don't you tell me what I can eat and what I can drink.
It's
Well, you
just-
know what? You obviously don't have enough sense because you're so fat.
It's just
America is so fat.
It's just I'm not sure how you justify it in your mind. No sugary drinks over X number of ounces, but I can stop and get a donut anytime I want. So there's
Yeah,
still a
I know.
whole,
Oh,
we have
yeah.
a ways to go.
Oh, we have a ways to go. And we're never going to abolish food of any sort. But I thought it was an interesting way to approach it, what Bloomberg was doing, size.
Well, also Tom Menino is got this £1 million challenge in Boston.
Yeah,
He
Boston
wants the
mayor.
city of Boston, the citizens of the city of Boston to lose £1 million in the next
I've
year.
clocked in with half a pound, Tom.
Yeah, I've contributed an ounce or two. That's about it. I'm kind of excited about that. And then one final note, which because I
One
know
final note.
you have so many problems sleeping, and we both actually don't. We all, right?
And what a
Um,
difference when you get a good night's sleep. I had a
oh,
good night's
my
sleep
gosh.
last night,
Good
and
for
it
you.
just makes your
Yeah, I know.
life so much better.
Well, it turns out that the Wall Street Journal did a story today, which I think who sleeps better at night, men or women,
I'm
and
going with men. No?
they do
Yeah.
much better. Women are about 50% more likely to have insomnia than men.
Oh, I don't think. Well, first of all, hormonal, the menopause
Yes.
side of things. Of
Yeah,
course, we
yeah.
can't sleep when you're menopausal. And I just think women's mind, we've got so much more on our
Yeah.
mind by our nature.
Well,
and
they
I think
also-
men are very good at clicking off.
Yeah.
You know.
They also say that men only need 6 hours a night,
Oh,
and
wow.
women need 8.
Oh boy,
So
no wonder I'm so
physiologically,
cranky.
I know.
Well,
I
that
thought it was just
explains
your
that.
bad personality.
Maybe it's my bad
Your
fashion
bad shirt.
choices. My ironic fashion choice, right, Mike?
Get your Hawaiian shirt.
A Hawaiian shirt on a cloudy 50-degree day in Boston.
Very
It's my
appropriate.
way of bringing us
I
back.
went with black.
Well, you can
I
never
went
go
with-
wrong, my friend.
All right, well, wish us luck. Please stay tuned. We may not be back next week, but we'll certainly be back in the future to fill you in, and you can always check us out on Facebook. Either Facebook, The Boomer Broads, or Facebook, Food Truck Festivals of NE.
And if you're in Boston on this Sunday,
Or
June
around
10th,
New England this summer.
just come see us at the Food Truck Festival. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
This is our last dance. This is our